Can you hear it in the wind and deep in her hull? Those are the echoes of wartime crossings, of the great oceans, and of her brave crews who served their nation proudly. Listen closely, and you too will hear her song.
We're the merchant marine, and we sail across the sea as the U-boats torpedoes hunt for hulls that they can reach.
The SS Jeremiah O'Brien is a survivor, a World War II veteran who carried America to victory. And at 70 years old, she is one of just 2 Liberty ships to still be afloat today. Built fast and cheaply, she is lasting evidence of a time when America's industrial output was unequaled.
This model is a replica of the Liberty ship which we built in 4.5 days, and we expect to build many more of them in a shorter time.
Allie Whalen, ship assistant on the O'Brien Memorial and Museum, recalls the efficiency of wartime production.
It was the great push that was implemented by General Dwight D. Eisenhower. And he said, let's build them faster than the German U-boats can sink them. So in all told, they built 2,750 plus of these exact ships.
But with the majority of American men serving in the war, the government turned to an unlikely shipbuilder, women, trading bonnets for overalls.
All the day long, where the rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the riveter, keeps the shop.
Women labored on the assembly line to produce Liberty ships, to carry their husbands to battle, which served as many's final voyage. Ship's docent, Angelo Damati, remembers the O'Brien's role in the Battle of D-Day, June 6, 1944.
She was in England when the invasion started. She became a troop ship. She went back and forth between England and Normandy 11 times, each time carrying between 300 and 400 soldiers.
And we may not have won the war if it weren't for the brave men who manned these Liberty ships, the Merchant Marines.
Paradise Street, way, hey, blow the man down, a pretty young damsel I transformed.
They were civilian volunteers whose casualties were 3 times greater than the armed forces. It was one of the nation's most dangerous jobs, and their role in the victory was nearly forgotten. In peacetime, the Jeremiah O'Brien was relegated to storage in a mothball fleet. She languished while almost all of her sister ships were sold for scrap, until 1976, when she was plucked from an almost certain extinction and made the centerpiece of a national memorial.
To sail and preserve history for future generations, and to specifically remember the Merchant Marines and the Naval Armed Guards. So we sail her in memory of them.
Open to the public since 1980, her ship-shape condition today is due in large part to the ship's volunteers.
A large portion of our volunteers are sailors. We use all these old sailing techniques, and they are the people who actually understand how to use them.
One of those old salts is Tony Cahill.
Tony is an everyday warrior. He's a very special gentleman. He can splice metal wire, and that in and of itself is a dying art.
Apparently I'm the only guy that knows how to do this.
So there's a lot of specialized talents that are here, and people come aboard to use those talents.
Thanks to their hard work, the O'Brien still slips from her dock to sail the bay 4 to 6 times a year. O'Brien's not just a star on the sea, but off of it as well. Her engine room was transformed into a movie set for the Academy Award-winning film Titanic, and has been the leading lady in several other productions.
The engine is still like new damn near. It's a triple expansion, double acting steam engine. We still have our original piston rings in it.
Built to have a lifespan of 5 years, the O'Brien's survival is almost miraculous. At 70 years old, with an engine that refuses to quit, she's planning a voyage quite like any other.
Our goal is in 2019, for the 75th anniversary of Normandy, is to sail this ship back to Normandy.
And this final voyage ensures her call to history.
This is SS Jeremiah O'Brien, San Francisco.
Will not be silenced.